Is it running now?
You're good to go.
Okay, kids, it's time for the podcast previously known as Bingo is Life. I'm still the host for one more week, Jay's there. Joined by the Brothers Howdy Shell left and right with the Bingo is Life t-shirts on their bodies and for sale. Christopher and Michael.
Woo! Capitalism is alive and well, and bingo is life.
For a few, not according to the guys from Russia I just saw on YouTube yesterday, but let's leave that to be over here with a quizzical expression on her face. The hardest, not the hardest working gal in show business, Mom Shackle.
Hey!
We've got two great guests in the Silent Dave and Aaron chair.
Yes.
From the investment firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and something else. Going to talk about current events. Nobody won the $100 tonight.
No, speaking of capitalism, it did not flow freely from this.
Did he get the third one? Did he get the third roll?
I don't think so.
He did get a pizza.
So what he did is he gave it to another guy, and that guy rolled and hit one pin, which allowed him to get the free pizza, and then he took the free pizza and he gave it to the guy who hit the pin and said,
see, that's the kind of community we build.
What do they call, like, in medieval stuff, what do they call the person that does that? Are they the champion? Like, you're my champion, or you're instead of you're my
I think
surrogate.
that's fair.
Like,
You're my surrogate. My pizza
whipping
surrogate.
boy. My whipping boy. Bowling.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Probably not appropriate.
But yeah, it was a fun night. No complaints.
Good.
They were into it, seemed like.
This is kind of like you hit our spring stride. All these people are about to graduate college, and so they're all like they've been coming all year, and now they're like
for this.
they've been training. So they're really good at knowing all our stupid sayings.
Yeah.
And then over the summer we'll get a bunch of randos, and then next year we have to teach all these people all over again.
The cycle begins again.
It's wild to think that it goes on the school cycle.
It does. It totally goes on the school cycle. Because this is a college bar, and this is a college town.
Sure is.
Sure is. Nice new glasses.
Oh, thanks.
You can't see them on the radio, but I would consider them nice and new.
They are new. I can see you now.
Which technically is the point of glasses.
Yes. Yeah, they're pretty wild. Are we ready to talk about other things, or do you have anything to plug?
You know what? Things are looking really up. Let me just say that.
Yeah,
I got a new show that's going to happen.
Really?
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming down the pike. I can't say anything else about it.
Details, right?
Other than I think we finally landed on a date.
Oh, good.
And so there's going to be some fun music
There's some
happening in
things.
Harrisonburg.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's totally vague. Congratulations.
That was great,
everyone.
Chris.
We'll just have to say,
I can't wait to hear about that thing sometime.
Chris Howdy Shell is up to something again. Watch out, Harrisonburg, and clear your calendars.
Might be $12. It might be $37. Might have to pay for it in Bitcoin.
Well, there's also some exciting bingo potential things, too.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like Bingo might move to Court Square Theater once.
Just like for one thing?
For one thing,
For
yeah.
a one-off.
Like for a one-off
Hoorah.
fancy hoorah.
Yeah. And then
Don't bring back that crazy comedian again. The one with the dog.
Oh.
we like
But
them.
didn't he dabble
liked
in
him.
ventriloquism?
Not now.
At that time, he quit.
Oh, you're lucky.
I did not have the dummy at that time.
That's right. You
He
did
had not arrived at my house via eBay.
Another fun thing is if we do the bingo show at Court Square, we'll be doing a live podcast from Court Square
That's right.
Theater.
Yeah.
So we don't have the date planned on
It could
that,
get
but
interesting.
it's
Good.
probably early summer.
That won't be
Yeah.
the first podcast we've done from Court Square.
That's right.
Yeah, we
It'd be the first live one.
Oh, live. Okay, all right.
Live
Yeah,
from Court Square
live.
Theater. And streaming
Oh,
out in the world.
I just had another thing. Ben Lambert,
There you go.
we went and saw his play that was up
The
at
Antipodes.
Antipodes at the Forbes Center, and it was the weirdest play I've ever seen. Have you heard of his? Have you seen it?
We did not see it.
I didn't see
There's
it.
a play that's supposed to be weird. That's
It's supposed to be.
that'd be a pretty high bar to be the weirdest play that's
Yeah, that's true.
ever been at court at JMU. But
Yeah, it was out there, man. I kept thinking that the people next to us were on drugs,
Or part of the show.
or part of the show. I wasn't sure because come to find out, they were all also theater people there. And when theater people watch other theater people, they get really into it.
Oh, yeah.
And so anything that was a little bit funny was like, really funny. And I was like, he's on acid.
No, you have to, like, when
no.
you're a theater person going to see theater, you feel like you have to give that energy back.
Right.
Like you have to encourage it because you know what you want in an audience member. Like you want an audience member who's like into it and there with you. So when you're a theater person, you like feel the need to do that. I've like gotten to the point where that's exhausting to me. I cannot live that way anymore.
I see, yeah.
And I feel so guilty that I can't go to a play and be like, oh my God, wow. You know, like I can't. Like even if it was like that,
This is
I'm still gonna be like,
amazing.
really good. Oh my, I
Guilt.
like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of theater,
Yeah. Let's talk about theater.
let's do it.
Let's
Okay.
talk.
Today's guests are joining us from Eunoia Theatre, and they're going to correct my pronunciation.
That was
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Okay, here's another hard word that is their name. We have Alison and Mike Trocchia here on the podcast. Yes.
And Allison, if I might talk right on that microphone.
Like, eat it.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. You might even want to turn her up a little bit.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Yeah. Allison.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Yeah,
being here.
Thanks for having us.
So, Michael, you actually have you've been with us once before.
It's great to be back.
Thank
Thank you for inviting.
Absolutely.
It's
No
wonderful.
problem. We're happy to have you. So what's going on? What do you guys got? What do you guys
Well,
got cooking up in our
You're
town?
talking about a weird play,
Yeah.
you know, and you're talking about maybe the strangest play you've been to, and I hope we can top that.
Whoa! Bring it.
Because we have one coming up at the beginning of next month, May 1st through May 4th, called The Wool Gatherer, as in gathering wool. And
That does make sense.
yeah,
That checks.
as we all do, I suppose. Actually, wool gatherer, if you look that up, it's got a interesting meaning, which is like someone who is prone to daydreaming and fantasy, which fits well for this play. But yeah, do you want to say more
I'll
about
say
it?
more.
Yeah.
I'm the producer of this
Yeah.
show.
Hey.
Yeah. To say.
Yeah.
First of all, you can buy your tickets for this show from eunoiatheatre.com.
How do we get there? How do we?
How do we spell it?
Here's all the details. It is EUNOIA Theatre with the RE on the
Is that 5 vowels in a row?
That's how you know it's
Dot
real
com.
theater.
I had to buy all the vowels.
Right.
Yeah.
We had
This show will
We
take
took-
place in an interesting location. We have secured the basement of Liberty Mercantile. They call it the cellar.
the cellar.
Giving you the full cellar experience of the Wool Gatherer,
Yeah.
May 1st through 4th, 7:30 each night.
7:30.
7:30.
What's the
7:30. Well, they'll be on time.
Yeah, that's right.
House opens at 7.
Right.
so
what's the
that's
seating capacity for right there?
about 50.
50.
Wow,
that's
so
so
it's
it's exclusive joint,
Yeah. Exclusive, intimate.
Yep.
intimate,
Got 4 performances. We'd love to see every seat filled, so come on down.
set in a thrust, so you'll feel like you're a part of this Philadelphia apartment in which it's set.
Who owns
Immersive.
who's the cat? Who's the usual suspects?
The usual suspect is this guy.
Oh no!
Hey.
Do you know how to act? Have you ever done any
No,
theater before?
Been a long time.
We looked around. We said, who's the best daydreamer we can find?
And we actually found one in someone who was in Eurydice, a play we did when I was on the show last. We talked about she played one of the Stones, and her name is Carrie Hewitt. And so she and I are both in this play. It's a 2-person show.
Wow, fantastic.
And
Who's the director?
Garrett Lee Milton, who
Yes, the writer.
the playwright.
They did the thing about
giant.
Oh, that was so good.
Boy.
That was so good. Yeah.
We did that down in the Pony. I don't know, about a year ago or so, last May. So yeah, he's directing. Becca Steele is stage managing, and she directed this play, What the Constitution Means to Me, last fall, right? Last fall.
Has it been last fall?
I know.
Holy
I'm like, what?
smokes!
Are we in the spring? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still a constitution, right?
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Wasn't it-
Let's leave that be.
It was last week we talked to, was it Philip that was in that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bill Blunt.
Philip Bly was in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yep.
Now, what did you do for? What are you doing for the technical aspects? Lights? Did you bring in your own lighting system?
It's gonna be, what's the word? Practicals. Like real house lamps
Right.
to create the feeling of an apartment. There'll be some washes, perhaps. Thing is, we have to rehearse elsewhere. So once we get
Right.
into the space,
Right.
we'll really know. But it'll certainly feel, we hope, that you are breathing the same air as the people in the apartment. And, just like when you're in your own apartment, I suppose, and the lighting is a little like, wait, I can see you, I can't see you. It's going to have that feel of, I think, real life, but also a kind of dreaminess of we hope that you forget you're watching a show in a way. And just feel like you're in the space with these and maybe wondering why you're in the space with these people.
How does
I paid to be in this space.
how does that space match up with the old Valley Playhouse on Water Street?
Yeah, so this is where we met Alison and Mike, where I met
Me-
them, and I think that's where Jay
yeah,
met them
yeah,
too.
yeah. And that's where you met too.
It's kind of where we met.
Oh, we all
is
met
where we
there.
That was a real black box space, and this is going to be, it had like auditorium style seats, but this is going to be all floor seats, all level with the stage. So it's like it's like us having this conversation in a theater space.
Yeah, there's a coffee shop down there, and like some other shops down there. There's a record store going up like in May as well, so check that out. That's going to be in that space soon.
Where do you know which way do you? Is it the building the Magpie is in, or the across the street?
Across the street where the bookstore.
The bookstore is.
So
It's downstairs from that.
downstairs, exactly.
Gotcha.
And
You go into the main entrance of that hallway, go to the back, and down the stairs or the elevator.
So you will enter where you would get into the bookstore down that hallway where all the shops are.
Yeah, like Blake Moore's.
Yeah.
So
Flowers.
We want to disorient people before they get there into the show, and then further
It's a
disorient them
disorienting basement.
once
It
they-
really
Funny that you should mention that because the play that we just went and saw
Did the same thing.
They would not let us walk in the regular way.
We had to take the elevator.
We had to take the elevator,
Interesting.
and because they wanted us to feel
Part of the show.
they
Yeah.
wanted us
It's
to feel like we
immersive.
were going to work.
They're priming.
Yeah, and they gave us a badge for
staff
us.
with staff ID.
Staff ID, but on the ID
cool.
was the playbill.
Yeah, that was
So
the
you would-
playbill.
Oh, neat.
Creative.
It was super creative. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good job, Ben.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
I don't
yeah.
know
It was well done.
if that was
Do
his
you-
idea or not.
Do you think you guys could sweet talk Chestnut Ridge
Ridge,
Roasters into staying open late
Well,
for your show
I'm
nights?
hoping.
Yeah, that might happen.
We're
'Cause
trying
that
to.
would be so yummy.
We're trying. Word on the street is maybe trying to collaborate with them on a drink or two or something.
Oh my gosh, an espresso martini.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were excited to be able to work in this space. That's that's kind of our thing, is to find an interesting spot and do a play there.
What's what's that space normally used for?
It's a hallway.
We're doing it in the hall. They have these shops kind of around on the
Oh, the
perimeter.
hall right there, the main on the main floor.
There's a couple couches.
It'll be in the basement, but there's a hall in the basement. There are couches.
Are there shops down there too?
Yeah.
yeah. They have
There's 2 floors of shops.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I missed an entire part of the experience of
So-
whatever that place is
No,
called.
well,
you're allowed to go in the basement. They encourage it. You
Yeah.
can go down and have some coffee
They
and
let
hang
you out too.
Here's a fun fact. I went down in that basement because a yarn shop used to be down there. And now you guys are doing stuff with wool. It's like a fiber kind of thing, keeping the fiber in the basement. It's fun. You
You
like
can come
it.
to the show, bring your knitting.
If I brought my knitting, I would just bring my mother because she's the one that knits.
Everyone should wear sweaters.
Oh
for
my
the
God.
show.
Oh,
It's gonna be
a little
May.
chilly.
Big yarny sweaters.
We've had a
it's nice
chili
and-
May
In
before.
May, right? In
But-
May.
But seriously, like if you guys need any raw wool or whatever, just let me know.
All right.
You know a guy.
Who's the
I know a lady.
Yeah.
who's the playwright?
He's a paisan.
Tell the people what that means.
A countryman, a friend. The Goomba. No.
He's from Wilmington, Delaware.
It's now
Little Italy.
perfectly clear.
Little
His name
Italy.
is William Mastrione. See, I can say this because I'm Italian, right? In a sense. I could call him a Goomba, but he's not a Goomba. He's still alive. But this play was written in the early 80s. It's William, I'm going to butcher his name now. After all of that, William Mastrione.
Mastro Simone.
Mastro Simone.
If you're listening,
I like
sir,
Mastrione.
we'd love for you to come see the show.
That's what we do.
We're
we
gonna
just,
work on
we
pronouncing
decide
your
what
name.
your names are in Italian. Corleone. It's Corleone. Corleone.
I have a really strong feeling that was done at Theater 2 Wampler back in the 80s.
Wow.
I'm going to have to go home and see if I can track down anybody
Please
who's still
do dig
living.
that up, because that would be good. Like
Good publicity.
Yeah, we'll just be like, hey, if you've seen this one,
Yeah, they're probably all dead by now. We're dropping like flies.
right.
What was the process by which your group decided?
This came out of Eurydice, actually. So it's interesting because Eunoia formed in a way in which people who are working on Eurydice were like, we want to continue to work together and do theater together.
Cool.
And then there were other local theater artists who were kind of doing their thing. And the Eurydice folks kind of, I don't know, they just connected with some other theater artists around town and were like, well, let's start this company here and try to do some things together. So Garrett Lee Milton had always kind of wanted to do this show, and he was passing around some scripts to me, and Christian Parrott, who was in Eurydice. He's not going to be in this show, but we want to get him involved in another show.
Does he know how to act?
He's done it before. Like, he was okay in Eurydice. But,
He's familiar with the term.
yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
What's my motivation, Michael? What's my motivation?
Oh God, directing him was a nightmare. I mean,
We're kidding, kids. We're kidding.
No, Christian Parrott is absolutely
He's
the
amazing,
finest actor this town has, other than Jay.
Yeah, well, it's funny, but no, Jay's here. I heard through the grapevine you are going to be in a production of Waiting for Godot.
Really?
As the way things stand now, I am going to be in a production of Waiting for Godot this summer.
Yeah.
At the Little Grill. We used to do it every
Awesome.
Bastille Day. I don't know why. Oh, because of France, I guess. And so it's Ken Gibson and Ron, and
Perfect.
I'm going to be playing Lucky. And they're going to be playing the two main characters, and we might have a very amazing actor coming in
I heard.
as possible. We don't know for sure, so we better not say.
Yeah.
This is great.
Well, I also heard that my neighbor is going to direct the play. So,
Ooh.
yeah,
That I have not heard yet.
yeah.
Which
Ingrid.
of the neighbors? Okay, Ingrid. Yeah.
Yeah, which sounds amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, like, okay, I don't know a lot of the theater folks, but the ones I do know, I'm basically looking at, and you guys are doing the cool
amazing
stuff
stuff.
right now.
Yeah,
Our
thank
town
you.
is so like ding ding ding. Check it out, folks. We got the best of the best. Are doing the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and
Right
now.
wait till maybe wait till you see the show first.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Same
Well,
for Wool Gatherer. Go
not-
see the show and then make a decision.
Yeah, right.
But get a ticket. Go see the show.
No, I think what's happening. I mean, from everything I've seen you guys do in the past, I know that what they have lined up is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
when this is
We
the
think
time,
so, too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is it's a bit of a renaissance for the Grill to be doing shows at all. It's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We did some awesome shows back in the olden days.
The first time I've ever seen Chris Howdyshell in the flesh was at the Grill performing. I think it was with one of the bands.
One of the
Good.
Yeah,
one of the bands.
You used to be in a band?
The roller coaster. Red River.
River.
Yeah.
That's bluegrassy.
I was like,
yeah.
man, this guy's got such energy and life.
Cool.
And infectiousness.
Yeah. Where did it go,
Yeah.
Chris?
He blows it all on Bingo is Life every
Yeah,
Tuesday
right.
I
night.
walked in here and I was like, there it is.
Relentlessly.
Oh,
It's
there it
right
is.
there.
Yeah. Did we ever figure out the last time you were on the show? What was the first show you and I did? I
I
don't.
think it was Ordinary People.
Are you sure?
Did we do something else? Are we going to talk about that, Jay?
No.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything.
All I
before
can
that.
remember is that I remembered how to say one of the lines, the very last performance. That's always you always hate that, when you're doing.
When you finally nail it
You-
on the last.
You figure out how it was supposed to be on the last performance. It's like, oh,
This whole time.
this whole time. I was
Discoveries are made all the time.
Yeah.
That's theater, folks.
Have you? When was the last time you did a show?
Well, the last time I did a full-length play was with you. Dearly Departed.
No.
That was the last
no.
full-length play.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and then last summer, Eunoia did a 10-minute play showcase, and I acted again. And
So that- okay,
man,
okay.
it's hard to remember lines.
Oh my god.
Well,
I
you
struggled.
should say what that play was about. I think. I mean, it was
yeah.
quite fun.
Yeah. Well, so our theme in that whole showcase was under pressure.
Under pressure.
So each of the characters, all the plays were written, to explore some theme of the characters feeling pressure from some situation. Mine was bladder pressure.
Oh, you're too young and too female to have be the one for
yeah,
bladder
ladies,
pressure.
I think you know what I'm saying. So I was being interviewed at a conference or a panel or something, and I was trying to get up, and it was over, and I was trying to get to the bathroom, and people kept interrupting me. So they were like, character after character stopping me for some reason or another. So I've never got to the bathroom
We've
till
been
the
there.
end, and then I just kind of had a breakdown.
I have dreams like that.
Yeah.
Often. Yeah. What are they called when you have them a lot? Recurring.
Recurring nightmare.
Recurring.
Yeah.
dreams
Recurring
about-
nightmare.
So yeah, that was that.
Fever
But yeah, we had
dreams.
a lot of really, really well written, really good ideas in that showcase.
Yeah, they were all original plays.
Yeah, Garrett Milton wrote another piece for that one.
Yeah.
That was called
I-
Behind the Bar.
I
And-
wrote one.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
No.
I just
Just
want
patted
case
him
for-
on his head.
I had him on
Just
my-
pat me,
I wanted
yeah.
to highlight how that Garrett Lee Milton's play was written behind the bar.
Behind
it was,
the bar.
It was intended to
Used the
be, and it
pony
was
bar.
performed behind the bar. So everybody had to swivel and look to the back of the pony of the basement bar.
We
and
made
watch this
everyone
play.
swivel.
Okay, now do you want to talk about yours?
No,
Well,
They had to swivel back
yeah, I
for
was gonna say,
Mike.
did they have to re-swivel?
they had to re-swivel.
Oh, my
Actually,
goodness.
mine.
It was intermission, so then they
Okay.
were already at the bar, ready
Oh,
to
okay.
order. It was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Oh, and you just started doing the
Yeah.
play like
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
No, Mike's play that he wrote was
Philip Bly was on.
was in Mike's show,
Yeah.
based on a poem, a long poem he wrote, and he developed it into more of a dialogue, a 2-character piece.
Yeah. It was
A
about
man- a man,
about
woman.
a cellist who denies that he's a cellist because he has the hands of a carpenter.
Oh,
So that was, and yeah.
Speaking
hilarity
of
ensued.
speaking of speaking of
Identity crisis, yes.
Yes. Like,
Fun
what,
times.
What do you do when you have the hands of a carpenter, but you feel like you play the cello? Anyway.
If I had a hammer.
Right.
speaking of plays you wrote, I just something popped up on my.
Oh,
one of
yeah,
my-
the
my-
play
the-
that we directed. Well, I didn't write that one. I adapted. Is
Well,
this where you're going?
yeah.
I have no idea. Okay.
Way to anticipate.
you could say you were involved in. well,
Yes, and
It was. It tells. It was. Go ahead. The Blue Hotel.
The Blue Hotel, which Jay starred in or featured in, or I don't know what we say. These like starred seems such a weird.
Yeah, I don't think I was the star. And you had the music from. Was Dan involved?
Dan
in it? Dan
Easley
Easley.
wrote the music with Mark Lane. Their band wrote the music for it. It was based on a Stephen Crane short story, The Blue Hotel. So it was called The Blue Hotel.
And
with
Paul Summer.
Paul Summers was in it.
was in
The Golden Pony was in it.
And
He
Jay-
played a cowboy.
Yeah, and Joey
Huffman.
Huffman and Martin Reese.
Martin Reese.
Oh, holy
Yeah.
smokes! That was back in. Well, that seems like a lot longer ago than
2009. So
It seems. It seems longer than that.
that's kind of a long time ago.
I guess it is.
so theater's been happening for a while. Here.
Yeah,
That was at
You've
Court,
been in
that
most
was
of it.
at Court Square Theater.
yeah.
So
That was. I guess that was 16 years ago. Holy smokes!
yeah.
So in talking to Ingrid, she mentioned that I guess a lot of folks are leaning into musical theater now.
Yeah.
That seems to be where the zeitgeist is, which I just thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas plays are not right now. They're kind of in the background.
Musicals have a very approachableness to them too,
Right.
Because there's something that we're going into a song. Okay, the song has has something that repeats, and we get comfortable there. It's like
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think the form itself is more celebrated now too.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot more of that kind. I don't know. You see it everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah. I think like Eunoia's, while we haven't done any musicals, I think, well, we did the cabaret. We did a cabaret
Ooh,
in
okay.
March at Clementine Cafe. Do you want to say more about the
Yeah,
cabaret?
yeah, that was kind of a devised showcase that women in the ensemble put together. We had a group of about 5 of us who were sort of, co-directing and everybody who was involved chose a historical character that was important to them, and they read a piece or performed, an oration of some kind, and then went into a song. Not every single person did use that formula. We actually had a flute solo by Claire Wayman that was incredible.
Beautiful.
She did "Feeling Good" by Nina Simone. And then others sometimes just read, a poem and didn't have music accompaniment. But then, we had a through line. We had the goddess Pomona was our MC, and she was introducing the characters and kind of being, leading us through the show. And that was a really successful night. We thank Clementine for hosting that show.
You partnered.
It was a fundraiser event for First Up. We raised a nice bit of money for them to put toward their new housing. They've just opened a second shelter. So
What does First Step do again?
First Step is an organization that supports victims of domestic violence. We don't actually survivors is how we call them, and the children. So they support them through services and provide help with housing and helping them get back on the path of their life. So since it was Women's History Month, we put that show together, and it was just a lot of fun for us to work on.
Special sold out evening,
Yep.
and
one night only.
I go to Clementine a lot for jazz night every Thursday night.
Right.
Yeah, and so I was like, I don't know, I was feeling familiar with that space, but this show transformed the space to feel like we've I don't know, hit a different frequency with the performances. Hey, what?
No, that's
I was thinking about the 10 by 10 show.
Oh, yeah, right.
When you said transform this space.
Yeah, I went to Las Vegas and we went and saw a show called What was it called?
It's that drink.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
For Loco?
Yeah, Four Loco.
And it was
Anyways, and when I was there, I was like, no, we could totally do this in the Harrisonburg. So I put together a show called 10 by 10 by 10 that was 10 acts, 10 minutes each, and it cost $10.
Yeah.
And it was all over the place. And the last act was burlesque.
Yeah.
And the only way that they're allowed to do it is they had to actually cover the windows in the front of Clementine
That's
to
right.
be able to do a burlesque act.
So that's why they made me promise we'd all keep our clothes on.
Yeah, there it is.
They actually said
It was part of the rider for doing this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we had to do I had this vision. I was like, well, I want candles on all the tables.
Yeah.
And we actually had Christian dress up. Is that when he dressed up like Santa Claus?
I believe it was.
And
Yeah.
did he undress? too?
Yeah, and he came out and did this whole Santa Claus bit, which was really fun.
Where
Yeah.
were we?
I don't remember this at all.
Santa
Was
Claus,
I-
we were in
Santa
Philly.
Claus coming.
What year
Was I in that, or was that just a dream I had?
No, you did.
You did
both.
that.
You did a set. You did a set, but we had the late. Oh God, it was wonderful. It was a really
do it
good one.
again.
It's such a great space. And
Yeah.
like that's what we're trying to do, bring theater to these spaces to meet audiences where they are instead of kind of like
That show we saw in Vegas was called Absinthe.
Absolutely.
What do you
Right.
What do you think about this space? Because
Yeah.
Lauren wants to do a play in here. It
Well,
just seems
then.
noisy, though.
it is noisy. We'd have to tell everyone to
I don't think that's an option.
no, right.
Whatever noise happens.
I mean the bowling. Other than the other noise is fine, but the bowling.
Hey,
unless we do a play about bowling.
Hey, before we get, because we're getting closer to the
Yeah.
end, but before we get to the very end, since you guys are such integral parts of the theater community, where do you want to see it go as far as like just Harrisonburg and the people here and around, and where do you see it going? Where do you want it to go?
Well, my hope is that people who haven't really experienced theater start to come out to these things
Right,
and really
right.
see like, oh, I can go to these shows in these unconventional spaces.
Right.
Experience something that, you might experience in a bigger city but it's accessible and it's cool and it's you don't have to pay a big ticket for.
Right,
and
right.
you can have a meaningful and moving experience for. Like, if we're providing that kind of theater frequently and reliably,
Yeah.
like, I think like that's what we want to do. That's artistic,
Yeah.
of artistic quality, and people are committed to it.
Yeah, I've heard people say that there's such a DIY culture around in Harrisonburg.
Right.
I'd like to bring us more, do it more, make it weirder. Like,
Yeah,
whatever, bring us your talent, whatever your thing is. What's your passion? Bring it out.
Yeah.
Speaking of DIY, you know what this weekend is?
Mac rock.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
DIY rock scene
Exactly.
for kids.
And that's the kind of thing, like, why, we have a good music scene, we have a good art scene, and getting audiences, different demographics to come out to theater, that are going to some of those things is part of the aim, I think, as well, right?
Yeah.
So that's part of where we want to see this go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that we can be a part of that just by doing things just like this.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because it is an incredible draw to some people, and I want them to know that it exists here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
I think
Quality
it's
of life.
I think it's very important to know that we do have those kind of do-it-yourself scene, and that we have not it's not just a music scene. It's not just this, that, the other. I don't know. There's a lot going on here.
And I think like Brittany was saying before, I mean, theater, like you can watch something on your TV or whatever and your computer and like have that 2D experience, but like theater is like you're feeding off each other. Like the actors are feeding off the audience is feeding off the actors, and there's something very unique and singular and special about like just feeding off that energy like a live music show, right? Where you're kind of in tune with one another, and that's what's creating like the art itself, right? And so there's something about the way the audience participates in the act in theater that's not happening when you watch a movie or you're watching something streaming. So
I hope more people can experience it because it's awesome.
It's also it takes a lot of work and time and effort and energy to put on anything, really.
Yeah.
But from what I can tell, what I've seen from what you all have done, it's top notch.
Thanks.
I mean, that's I think that's the thing. You don't when you take that leap to go out, you want it to be good, and this is good.
Yeah.
This is good stuff, you know. So, and I know Godot's going to be great, and I know that it's going. Yeah, Jay's he's shifting his
worried.
eyeballs around. But
Hey, you're not supposed to. Everybody keeps busting what I'm doing and the nonverbal and the audio.
Now
podcast.
he's giving obscene gestures to us all.
no,
Oh my God, Jay, come back.
Easy.
I think that there's something that's special about the shared experience too, where I don't go to church.
Right.
It's not a thing in my life. I don't want it. Other people do it. Good for them. I'm glad it works for you, and I support you doing that.
Yeah.
Don't make me do it with you.
Now
but
firm a foundation.
But yeah, theater. You should come do that with us. Theater and music are such great options for people that need to find a community and have a shared experience. And even if you don't want to go and be like, yeah, oh my gosh, you don't need to be pageant mom at every show. You don't have to feel that way. But sometimes it's hard to be like, oh, I want to go out. I don't want to go out.
Yeah,
But
we have a lot of writers in this community too, and they do a lot of readings out in public. And Mike organizes a lot of poetry readings, literature readings throughout the year. So that's another thing you do to foster creativity around.
I think it's in that spirit, that Brittany's talking about.
but we need to start connecting with each other
Yeah.
in real life.
And I'll
And it's so scary.
I will connect. I'll put any links that you guys share that you want.
Awesome.
You
Thank
into the show notes.
Eunoia.com.
Yeah, we'll help with the spelling.
Please do.
EAIOU.
AEIOU.
Oh wait!
don't-
How did you come up with the name?
Oh gosh.
Well, it's a long story.
Okay.
In
But it
1847.
it means like goodwill with an audience. I mean, it has a couple of meanings,
okay,
but one of the meanings is like this goodwill you share with an audience, and so that is kind of a guiding principle that we're always, trying to tap into. Don't forget your audience, and where are you finding your audiences, and who are they? So it's our community. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you guys both for being on here, Allison and Michael.
Thank you for
guys,
having us.
You guys are awesome, doing great things in our little town. Our little town needs you. And
we need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need you. We need some.
Do we hear
Now more than ever.
Andre Vasconcelos
That's right.
from south of the border, south of the equator, thumping away in the background.
He loves that guy.
He does.
Yeah.
Who does?
Good.
Well, this is his song.
Yeah, no.
Got
This
it.
is Jay Zare playing right now. You can hear it.
No. I've got no. Those are real musicians playing from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro.
What kind of budget do you guys have?
Oh,
It's
man.
a fantastic
So,
budget.
while-
Oh my gosh.
While Jay may not be trustworthy when spelling the name of your theater company for a web URL, he's really good at finding other things on the internet that can be used for his own gains.
Yeah.
Like just getting random people in the world through an internet database.
Well,
to play music
we're
with them.
probably been talking too long, so it wasn't actually playing when it started. You have to start it over again. But this, no,
Sorry, Al,
these are
Once again, that's Andre.
the guy playing bass on the song for the intro and the outro is one of the top bass players in the world, and he played on my version of Mike's wonderful song for like $12.
Nice. It's amazing.
Anyway, that's it. That's it. We're done. We're
Yeah,
done.
that's
Thanks
it.
so much, Mike Trocchia, the paisan from
Python.
and
Long
his
Island.
lovely wife Alison, and their play is coming up quick.
The Wool Gatherer,
Wool Gatherer.
May 1st to May 4th at the Liberty Mercantile Building. It's going to be a lovely, intense, and awkward, intimate evening.
So be there or be square, and be down here at Ruby's Arcade 7:30 every Tuesday night for Bingo is Life, live and in person, in our podcast whenever you want to on the internet. See you next week, kids.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers How to Show and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.